Welcome to Field of Fork, and I'm Abby J. And today my special guest is Chef Holly from Georgia Grown. Welcome to the show, Chef Holly.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah. So tell us about Georgia Grown. You know, this is a holiday season, and everybody is looking for local products, and you're the ambassador of all those products. And I love that about Chef Holly because you go everywhere with all kinds of products. And what is Georgia Grown, though?
Georgia Grown is actually the marketing arm of the Georgia Department of Agriculture, and it's membership based, and farmers and producers join, and then my job is to help our members grow their business.
Well, we were in Savannah, and you did a wonderful job on doing so many dishes, and you use you even use my product in one of the dishes, and that means that you go out, you brand the products with branded in the ingredients when you make your dishes, right?
Right. I try and help consumers, show consumers how to use the products that are available in our state. So, so I've come up with a dish today that is totally sourced locally. We're going to make a Georgia Grown cheese ring that you can use for the holidays. It's great, easy to make ahead of time. This is 4 cups of utterly cool smoked Gouda, and
nice.
they're out of Roopville, Georgia, which is out near Carrollton.
Wow.
So I've got that grated. I've got a couple of cups of grated North Georgia apples, and I left the skin on for the color. Then we've got 3/4 of a cup of mayonnaise and 1/4 of a cup of sour cream. Haven't found local sour cream yet, but we're working on it.
I'm sure there'll
Maybe
be
we'll get one of
some
our creameries to start
right,
doing it.
Right.
And we've got 1/3 of a cup of scallions. We've got about a cup of chopped pecans, and these are Dickey Farms pecans. They are peach growers, but they also have pecans.
And where are they located?
They are down in Middle Georgia, south of Macon, near Fort Valley area, Musilla. And then we've got the secret ingredient, which is a teaspoon of Abby J's Smokin' Hot.
And that came about with some Georgia Grown Vidalia onions. My smoking hot sauce is not smoking hot. It's infused with some Vidalia onions. It's a sweet heat.
It is. It's got a nice balance of hot and sweet, and that's why I like to use it, because it's not overpowering.
We're not trying to scare you with the smoking hot, right?
No.
So that looks.
I think that's more about Abby J herself rather than the hot sauce. So
anyway, well, thank you.
We've got a teaspoon of the Honey Shack's, what they call their swamp honey, which is just kind of a fun name. And then we're going to use some Salt Table Himalayan pink salt.
Mm-hmm. So this is a great recipe, Holly, for if you're having a little party this season, or if you want something to nibble on before dinner. Or it makes a great appetizer, right?
Absolutely, and it keeps for several days, probably close to a week in the refrigerator.
Right.
So you can make it ahead and have it on hand, and if you have people drop in unexpectedly, they think you're amazing because you pull out this beautiful cheese ring and they think you're
right,
just ready all the time.
Yeah, and for people that work that don't have the time to come home and cook a meal or appetizers and that kind of thing, you can make it ahead, and that makes a difference. So
normally I would put this in a like a copper ring mold, but my house is under construction and I couldn't find my mold, so I've improvised, and I've got a tart pan that I've lined with nonstick foil, and I'm just going to pour this mixture into it, and I've got a glass in the center to leave room for our other secret ingredient when it comes out.
That looks delicious.
And we're just going to press that down into the...
So let me ask you a question, Holly. If you wanted to have it a little spicier, could you add some jalapenos to this?
Oh, absolutely. You could add anything, and if you don't have smoked Gouda, cheddar works real well. Any kind of cheese that you like.
So you can get creative if you don't have the exact ingredients.
And if you don't like scallions, you can leave the scallions out. I mean, you can do whatever you want. And that's what I always tell people with recipes. Recipes are a starting point. You don't need to feel tied to it. You just,
right.
It's where you start, and then you put your own twist on it.
Right.
And
right.
I definitely do not get offended if people change my recipes. I just happy that they started with it.
Right.
So,
That's good.
But during this time, this season especially, food safety is really important.
Absolutely, and that's one thing that we all need to be aware of. If you're not in the kitchen a lot and people want to get in the kitchen, they need to know about food safety. So why don't we shed some light on the food safety part this holiday season, especially for the new cooks and people that are just starting out?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the most important things, especially around the holidays, is thawing. People buy frozen turkeys and they just don't know how to thaw them. They'll throw them in a sink of hot water, which is absolutely the worst thing you can do. The best thing is to buy them far enough in advance that you can put it in the refrigerator and let it thaw gradually over several days.
Right.
If you don't have time for that, put it in a sink with cold water and change the water every couple of hours so that you never let that water get above like 45 to 50 degrees.
Right.
You want to keep that in the safe zone. So we've got our cheese ring here, and I've got some Wishen's cranberry pepper jelly. He's out of Tifton, Georgia. He's a Georgia Grown member, and since it's the holidays and cranberries are part of the season,
Nice.
we're going to put some of that in the center, and then we're going to arrange. We've got some crackers. I've got a few. These are Verdant Kitchen ginger snaps. He's out of Savannah, Georgia, and he grows his own ginger and turmeric. He's a Georgia Grown member, and a couple of years ago, he actually was a couple of his products won Oprah's Favorite Things.
I remember that.
And it really put his business on the map. So we're very proud of Ross, and that we
I love his
played a
products,
little part in helping him grow his business.
He has a ginger farm.
Yes. So he grows his own ginger, and he makes a ginger honey ginger syrup. He does candied ginger, turmeric dusted baby ginger.
Ginger honey. I have some honey.
It's pretty darn yummy too.
Yeah.
So that's all you have to do for that. Another important thing for food safety is having an instant read thermometer. And the best way, you have to make sure that it's calibrated. And the best way to do that is put a pot of boiling water on the stove. When it reaches boiling, you know it's 212 degrees. You put your thermometer in that. If it does not reach 212 degrees, there's a little hex nut on the back. You take a pair of pliers, or a lot of times on the sleeve of it, there's a place you can slide it through and adjust it until you can adjust the dial to reach 212. And then you know you're calibrated.
And that's good to know, because even though if you don't do that, you may not be working with a good thermometer. Right.
So I know your magazine in the back of it has
Southern Farm and Garden. We wanted everyone to know this holiday season about food safety. So there is a guide for all of you that want to learn more about food safety. It's for the consumer and the producer in this, and we want everybody to have a really safe holiday season. And we thank you so much, Chef Holly.
Thank
I
you for
know
having me.
you're going to have a great holiday season, and this looks amazing.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming, and we'll be right back.
Now you can watch movies, sports, news, and more on all of your internet-ready devices. Windstream cable customers can view up to 50+ channels on their laptops, smartphones, and tablets with Watch TV Everywhere. It's easy. And for Windstream cable customers, it's free. Visit WatchTVEverywhere.com to register. Then the programs you enjoy are just a click away on your favorite devices. Watch TV Everywhere, another way Windstream says thank you for being our customer.
Welcome back to Field of Fork, and I have some special guests. This is like my Georgia Grown family today with me for this holiday season, and I want to introduce to you the Hunter Cattle family. And where are you from, and tell us how we met.
Thanks, Abby, for having us. Well, I think we met at the first Flavor of Georgia that both of us were in, and I think both of us were winners. And we're from near Statesboro, Georgia, a little town called Brooklet. We do grass-fed beef and pastured pork. We're on the farm with our oldest son, who is our USDA inspected meat plant manager, our oldest daughter, who does all our educational tours. We like for people to know where their food's coming from, and that connects us with our customers. Our whole business was customer driven. We had a passion to raise food for our family. Started off with the grass-fed beef. People saw what we were doing, asked us to sell to them. Before we know it, we're doing a USDA inspected meat processing plant on our farm.
Well, you know, your farm is so special to me because I feel like I'm at home when I'm there with all your family. Your family helps you with this. This is like hands-on. There's kids running everywhere, and they all have a role. And this is really what I think is missing in a lot of the way I grew up in our younger generation. And I really admire both of you for that because it brings me back home. When I drive up, it's like driving to my house when I was growing up.
I'm glad.
Because I had 5 brothers, so we all had to work, and it's really amazing what you've done with Hunter Cattle and having the farm tours and the educational part of that. That's really special.
We wake up every morning just feeling so blessed that we're there. People say, "Do you pinch yourself?" And we do. We keep pinching ourselves because it's so great.
Right. Well, with that being said, I love the meat, and the meat is what people come back to. And today, what are we doing, Dale?
This is a tenderloin. Now, I was fortunate enough to marry one of the best cooks ever, and she is very good. I've already tasted some of the stuff she cooked up this morning, but this is going to be good. So we take the tenderloin, which is the most tenderest, might not be the most flavorful in other people's opinion, but if you cook it up the way Deborah says, it's going to be an awesome holiday treat.
Well, I don't think we'll have anybody to, not like this.
Right.
So let's show us how do you prepare it, because there's a certain way to prepare this to get the most flavor. So how do you do that?
Well, first off, if you'll notice, there's some silver skin on it, and we peel that off. I've already done it, so it's going to be a little bit of
like
magic here. So I would just carve it off like this. And voila, you get the silver skin off. And that'd be a little bit tough if you left it on there.
Right.
But then you've got a beautiful piece of meat, a little piece of chain here sticking over to the side, which does not go to waste.
I'm sure. Little medallions, right?
So Deborah has got a wonderful way that she prepares it, and she's going to tell me right now.
All right, so go ahead and cut the tail off.
About right there?
About right there is
Okay.
perfect. So we've rendered down a couple of pounds of bacon that also comes from our farm. No preservatives, nothing artificial. So Dale's going to take some of the bacon grease, and he's going to just coat the whole tenderloin with the bacon grease.
And this is from our bacon that Deborah fried up this morning, a little bit of grease that came off of it.
And then when everybody got here, the house was just, it's like heaven here. I love the smell of bacon. And
we do our bacon there on the farm. Our son Anthony, he makes it up there. This is our blackstrap bacon. We also have our
sea salt and
peppercorn bacon, and we do it with no nitrites, no nitrates, and no artificial preservatives at all.
It's all good for you.
Yeah.
Healthy.
All right, now he's going to take and season it with salt and pepper and a little bit of our Chop House beef rub. Go ahead and be very generous and do
That's
the
some
ends.
really nice spice. The spice it gives it the best flavor.
This is our Chop House rub that we have made
I
up.
see that, the Chop House rub. So if you want to get this, they can order this online or just call Hunter Cattle Company. And once you get that, you're gonna sear it, and then we're gonna sear it in this pan right here, and we'll be right back.
Now on Fox.
There's a ship available, the USS Orville, and we're offering you command.
You can count on me.
If you've missed the Orville, you've missed TV's newest fan favorite. Seth MacFarlane stars in a series that's out of this world.
You got this, right?
Yeah.
Why'd your voice just get so high-pitched?
Fine, I got this.
The Orville, Thursdays on Fox, or watch anytime on demand or Fox Now.
With cable television production studios in Habersham and Towns counties, you're watching Windstream Cable Television Channel 4, home of local origination programming in North Georgia. From weekly church services to sports and community events, we've got you covered. Join us 24/7 for local programming at its best. Windstream Cable Television, it's what people are watching.
Welcome back to Field of Fork, and we've taken this beautiful tenderloin off the big green egg after we seared it. So Dale, let's see what we got.
All right. We brought it up to about 120 to 125.
Beautiful. Kind of light pink. That's where you know you've got it just right. Oh, that's beautiful. So you not only can get this from the website, but you sell to restaurants all over Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, Charleston, right?
Sure do. And all that information is on our website, huntercattle.com. Any questions you have, you're always welcome to call us, 912-823-BEEF, and we'll be glad to talk to you about any of our products. We do beef and pork. We process it there on the farm. No antibiotics, no hormones, no preservatives, and nothing artificial. And there, Abby, on the right side of the platter is the little medallions that while Dell was cooking
The little strip. Meat.
Yep, I just seared it up, and that's called the cook's treat. So I got to snack on that while y'all were outside working.
Nice, those look great. So I really appreciate you coming on the show. And these other side dishes or dishes that are some of your favorites, what are those?
Well, from our garden, we have sweet potatoes, mustard greens, the asparagus we would like to grow, but the deer like them better than we can grow them.
Right.
The au jus is made from the deglazing the pan after we seared the tenderloin. There's so much flavor left in that pan, and just deliciousness.
Well, if you haven't been to Hunter Cattle, or if you haven't tried this is a real treat for your family, and we hope that you'll get to try some of Hunter Cattle's specialty meats, sausages, and take a field trip. It's worth your time. I've really enjoyed getting to know you, and we'll be right back.
It's very true that once you take care of a customer, they're going to remember that.
That's what's so great about living and working in the same community. I'm able to have an impact with work. Then I'm able to see these same people out in the community and get to know them on a personal level.
My name is Jerry Bradford. I'm a retail consultant.
My name is Hope Crawford. I am a business sales specialist with Windstream. Our commitment is simple: provide a best-in-class customer experience through our network and our people.
we're back, and I want to say thank you for coming into my home, sharing this with you today, and we all want to wish you a Georgia-grown holiday.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.